Hey guys, Ron here from Tactical Fitness, and today we're going to talk about my IWI X95 Tavor setup. So a little bit about me. I've served in the IDF for over 14 years. Over 10 of that has been as a reservist, and this is actually my duty rifle, or a version of my duty rifle, a version of my issued rifle. Funny story about that. Actually, during my active duty years, we started with the M16 and the M4, and then when they switched us out in the middle of the service with no instruction whatsoever, but they were like, here's your new X95, good luck, and thankfully we figured it out. So today, guys, I'm going to talk about my setup after many years of running the Tavor, many years of teaching on the Tavor for the IWI Academy as well. So that's going to be the topic of today's video. So let's talk about the suppressor. I like to run essentially any type of flow-through suppressor, whether it's a CGS, a Huxworks, even the new Silencer Co. Velos. I haven't tested it yet, but I would like to test it on the X95. And the reason is the gun is a very heavily overgassed battle rifle that runs on a long stroke piston gas system. So any type of regular baffle suppressor is going to be very unpleasant. You're going to look like a coal miner after a few shots. It's funny to watch in my courses. So suppressor first, and of course, if you're a civilized person, you shoot your gun suppressed. The barrel on the Tavor is a chrome line hammer forged barrel, lasts forever. This is actually my second barrel on this particular gun because I run it so much. But usually you'll get about 20,000 rounds out of it before you're starting to see accuracy degrade. Moving on, I like to run a Surefire M600 series light on my gun, and the way I have it set up is so I can access the light switch both the right hand and the left hand when I'm shooting. So if the gun is mounted up, I can hit it here with my fingers, or if I switch shoulders, I can hit it with my thumb. In terms of the optic, I run a Vortex UH1 Gen 2 holographic sight on here, and the reason is I am on the range all year long. Doesn't matter the weather, rain, snow, wind, dust, and with a holographic sight you're always seeing that reticle. So for that reason, this is the main optic that I like to run. Most of our instruction that's happening nowadays is 100 yards and in, so a red dot is plenty good for me. I also run this on a Unity Tactical riser, and the reason for that, I find it to be a more comfortable height for me when I'm shooting, so I'm not having to crunch my head down. It's a fairly upright position for my sight picture. Now, the Tavor does come with iron sights. They're actually a lower 1/3 co-witness height, or lower 1/3 height, not lower 1/3 co-witness. It's a nice feature to have if your optic goes down for whatever reason. And by the way, they're also night sights. So cool little option here, and they fold up nicely so you can put stuff over it or what have you. Additionally, on my rifle, because I run a suppressor, I like to run this 3 Panther Products cover. The reason for that is when that bolt sits in here, the spot where it unlocks is right at this spot, okay? And that's where you'll be eating a lot of gas if you don't have that cover and you're running a suppressor. So notice how my face is pretty much in front of that. So this 3 Panthers product gasket or cover helps alleviate that issue. Additionally, we have another cover here. This is not the stock cover of the left side breech. This is also the 3 Panther Products, and again, that helps with that gas issue that's happening there. The trigger that I run on my Tavor is just a stock trigger. The X95s here in the US come with a decent 5.5 pound trigger, and it'll break in as you shoot. Kind of the springs will loosen up a little bit. There might be even a 5 pound trigger, but it's just a nice little uptake slack in that trigger, breaks, and then a fairly good reset. It's not as short as an AR type trigger, but again, it's one of those things, the more you run it, the more you'll be comfortable with it. Next thing we're gonna talk about is the sling. So the sling that I like to run is a Savvy Sniper sling. They have it in all kinds of colors and stuff. The main reason why I like this sling, it has many ways of adjustment. So what do I mean by this? We have a permanent adjustment. We have a bungee, which allows me to, let's say I over adjusted and the sling's a little tight, I still have a little bit of give. And then I have a temporary adjustment, a tri-glide that I can slide it to make me fit my needs. The way I like to run the sling is with the back QD on the right side of the rifle, and then in the middle of the rifle, or essentially right where all the bolt carrier is. You can also run the sling up top, but for my purposes, I find this to be the best position. And this is especially if I'm switching sides and working on my weak side. I'm not choking myself with a sling. And the nice thing with the Tavor as well is that I can run the same sling setup without having to take my arm out of the sling to achieve that full switch. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. For more information, check us out at tacticalfitnessaustin.com and come out to one of our IWI Tavor operator courses. Thank you for watching.